Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and this Show Me How video is on Google Calendar. I'll show you on the iPad and Android and Windows. This is supposed to serve two purposes. For beginners, I want you to see how useful a calendar is on your mobile devices. If you're already using a calendar, I want to make sure that you're synchronizing amongst your devices, and if not, I'll show you how Google Calendar can do so. First, I'm going to show you on the iPad. Now, here's this calendar that came with the iPad, and it's perfectly good. You can even go into your settings and tell it to show the data that comes from your Google Calendar, from your Google account, and that data will show up in that calendar. But for purposes of this video, I want to show you the actual Google Calendar software. So normally we would look in the App Store. We're going to go to the App Store and search for Google Calendar. And notice that lots of results come up, but if you look closely, none of these are actually Google Calendar. Where I pay attention is to the author, the publisher, and I don't see Google mentioned anywhere. So that means there is no app for Google Calendar on the iPad. But it doesn't mean you can't use Google Calendar. I'm going to go to a browser. I'm going to open up Safari, and in the address bar type calendar.google.com. Now, since I'm on a mobile device, it first shows me the mobile website, and if you are on a tiny iPhone screen, you might want to use the mobile version of Google Calendar, but it doesn't show much detail at all. So I prefer, since I have the bigger screen, to use what they call the desktop version of Google Calendar. Look how much more information we have here. I can actually see all the appointments and lots of options. I can tap on day to see a full day's view, week, month, or agenda, which means don't show me a calendar at all. Just show me the data. Just show me the list of events I have coming up on my calendar. So I like the month view, and I need to make an appointment for a haircut. I tap on the appropriate day, I tap where it says what, and I type in haircut. I can even type all the information here by just using English, so haircut at 11 a.m. and it will schedule the appointment for 11 a.m. on that day, which happens to be September 23rd. And that's all I have to do, create event. And it is now on my calendar at the appropriate time on that day. Now I'm going to make another appointment, and this one I'm making for Jim. I have found a new dentist and I've made appointments. So I add an appointment, type dentist. Notice I have a place to specify what calendar, and there's Jim's calendar. We share calendars. I'm going into edit details now because I need to put more than just the time. I set the time for 2:30. And here's where I'm actually going to put the address, because this is a new dentist. He doesn't know where it is. If this address shows up on his calendar, he'll just be able to tap it and navigate there if he's looking on his smartphone. So I put in the address and I'm done. Save.
Hi, this is Jim from Geeks on Tour, and this is my Galaxy Note 3 phone. I have the calendar that's built in, or that came with my Samsung phone, and it's right here. I actually kind of prefer this calendar. It gives me more information than the Google Calendar, but just to show you, it uses the same background information. I'll get the Google Calendar from the Play Store, search for calendar, and the Google Calendar is right up there. You want to make sure that you get the Google Calendar from Google and install. Click on Accept for the permissions and give it a little bit of time to download the app. I want to put this on one of my home screens, so I'll close this and I'll find it in my All Apps. Do a long press and just drop it up here right next to the other calendar. It would be nice if I could easily rename the calendar app there. Okay, and here we go. Notice that there are a bunch of dots instead of words on here in this month view. But I know that the date that she wants me to see, she put this on there, not me, that the dentist is there at 2:30 on the 22nd. Well, I have something already planned for the 22nd, so I want to change the date. I'll go back into that. And now to change this, we have to click on the pencil. That's the edit tool. And just go down to the date and choose the date that I want. The 25th looks fine. The 24th is bad because she has something going on and needs the car that day. 2:30 is the right time for dentist because my tooth hurty. Get it? Haha. And I'm done. Now it's moved. You can get out of this now. And because I share my calendar with Chris, she can see the calendar there. And it changes in both my calendars because it's really the same information. So that's how we do calendars with our Android phones.
Now I'm looking at my calendar on my Windows computer and notice there's the haircut that I scheduled, and there is Jim's dentist appointment that he moved from the date that I scheduled it over to the 25th. So I hope you appreciate just how powerful it is to be looking at the same calendar information regardless if it's on your phone, your tablet, or on your computer. Notice that the different calendars have different colors, so I know if I see green, it's something on my calendar. Brown, it's something on the Geeks on Tour calendar, and purple is Jim's calendar. How does all this happen? It's just because of your Google account. So I can tell by my little face in the upper right hand corner that I am logged in with my Google account. As I was on the iPad, I was logged into my Google account, and Jim was logged into his Google account. Now there's lots more obviously that you can do. I encourage you to go to Google Calendar on the web and click on this little gear and look at Help. So this is where you can learn how to share a calendar, different ways to create or edit an event, and all about import, export, and syncing. But if you use Google Calendar on all of your devices, you will be looking at the same information.